Welcome back to the weekend preview here for Los Alamitos Racecourse. It is the weekend of Saturday, July 16th and July 17th. Now joined by Mike Wrona, the voice of Los Alamitos. Michael, how were these doubleheaders treating you here in the last few weeks?
I enjoyed it. It certainly is tiring, no doubt about that. It's quite draining, but I just love being involved again in the afternoon action and relished the challenge of the back-to-back double headers last weekend. I tell you what, Jose, even though we're now done with daytime racing till September, I have a sneaking suspicion that this Saturday night might actually be more vocally taxing and demanding than a double header.
Yes,
wow.
We're going to have the Wiener Nationals this Saturday. And have you gotten word of how many heats you're going to call in between races from Professor G?
I don't have final fields, but I know that there's going to be some multiple dog races in between each pair of horse races. So they'll be coming thick and fast. This is my first chance to call the Wiener races at Los Al because of the pandemic the last couple of years. I have some experience of this kind of novelty event up at the Sonoma County Fair in Santa Rosa, where I announced for a decade. They would have the Derby Dog Dash every Sunday. That was for mixed breeds, not just Wieners. They had different weight divisions, and it still culminated in a final at the end of the afternoon. And it was a big deal, and everyone was into it. But I think this might be another level again. And just a little nervous about the flow of the event, having not been involved with it before. But hopefully we can have a lot of fun with it. And I'll need another good batch of throat lozenges, I suppose.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun night. If you've never tuned in, please tune in here this upcoming Saturday. We'll have the coverage there on site through TVG, but if you can go to losalamitos.com and fire the live video feed, you'll be able to catch everything. So make sure you catch those Wiener Dog Nationals. We'll have heats in between the horse races, and then that'll culminate into a final heat there, championship heat. At the end of the evening. It should be a fun night. So we'll have a ton of fun there on Saturday night, which is the Wiener Nationals. Want to give you kudos last week in one of those Governor Cup futurity trials. It was Future Version getting the job done and looked very nice.
Yes, it was a very sharp professional performance from that horse after a couple of troubled outs previously, and it all came together for him beautifully as a first-time gelding. He did it all correctly and quite professionally.
Yeah, he looked very good. So nice winner for you last week. Let's see if we can keep the good handicapping going here. As was it last week, Lisbon Criswell? I mean, 2 weeks before that. So you're in a good roll, right?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, let's see.
All right, well, we'll shoot for a hat trick.
Yes, let's shoot for a hat trick here, and let's take a look at the past performances here for Saturday night. And you're going to take us to race number 7, right? Race number 7.
Yes, which is a 300-yard maiden claiming event. And to tell you the truth, Jose, I'm a little surprised that this horse, Check Me Out number 2, is dipping in for a tag, because I thought there's been quite a lot of merit in each of her 2 races off a long layoff. I made a note of her effort on May 8 when she closed well and galloped out well. And then she came back on the 2nd of July with a troubled trip and another good gallop out, and we'll show you that most recent race.
Yeah, that was back on July 2nd, and we'll show you this replay here for Check Me Out. James Glenn Jr. trains this mare here, and you know the thing about, like you mentioned, the class drop here, she's been favored 3 times at the straight maiden level, and she's been a little bit unlucky in those starts. So she's now dipping in for a maiden claiming tag, but this time on July 2nd, she was the number 3 horse.
Yes, gate 3, she bobbled outwards and bumped her outside rival, and it just seemed to take her quite a while to get balanced. They were well past the gap before I felt she straightened out and was starting to get her act together. But she hit the line all right, and the gallop out was very strong.
Yeah, she ends up finishing a pretty clear third here. The winner was very sharp Gratian from the outside post, clear 4th, excuse me. But you mentioned the gallop was pretty solid here.
It was. I've liked both of the gallops out on these 2 occasions, and so she's got a chance to get that maiden diploma.
Yeah.
I just don't know about the maiden claiming drop. It's potentially a little suspicious, But this is certainly winnable as far as I'm concerned. Now, we're recording a little bit earlier than usual on a Thursday, and
yes.
I don't have access to the morning line odds, and I try not to pick morning line favorites, but I'm working in the dark from that standpoint. So we'll just have to wait and see what Ed Burgart makes of this race from an odds standpoint. But my first perusal of these Saturday night fields definitely led me to check me out in the 7th, having a good chance.
Yeah, I think there's going to be between the 2 and the 7, 2 and the 6, who's going to end up being the morning line favorite. I'm leaning towards the 2 because of the class drop. Ed Burgart will slide with the class and make that one a morning line favorite, but I think it won't be too much separation between the 6, and hopefully that helps a little bit about the money on Check Me Out. So Check Me Out, Michael Wrona selection there, James Glenn Jr., Henry Lopez. Let's see if we can make it back-to-back winners here for the preview show, as you had a nice winner with Future Version last week here on the show. So, Michael, get ready. We got Wiener Nationals Saturday. It should be a fun night of dog racing and quarter horse racing. And in just a few weeks, we'll have the finals of both the Governor's Cup Derby and then the Governor's Cup Futurity.
Yes, that last weekend in July will be huge. Lots of stakes races on tap for the California Champions weekend.
Well, enjoy your back to normal, at least no daytime double headers, but you will be working overtime on Saturday. Can't wait. It should be a fun night there with the Wiener Nationals.
Okay. Good luck, everyone.
Racing fans, the traditional $2 Pick 6 at Los Alamitos is always a great bet. On March 27th, our total Pick 6 pool was a meets best $320,000. The total Pick 6 pool on May 7th was over $197,000, and on May 22nd, the total pool was over $79,000. Remember, on Sunday nights when there's not a carryover, Los Alamitos adds $10,000 to the Pick 6 pool. Talk about some good old-fashioned Pick 6 excitement. The traditional $2 Pick 6, a great bet, a great deal. It's always at Los Alamitos.
Welcome back to the preview. Now joined by Christopher Wade. The handicappers are hot on this show. Both you and Michael gave us winners last week. He gave us Future Version. You gave us Up for Everything, who really started out nicely and was able to qualify into that Governor's Cup Futurity.
Yeah, this horse, I thought this horse would appreciate. Broke the maiden very impressively at 220 yards prior, but it was a nice size run. Galloped out very strong and bred to like more yardage and off that gallop out. Off that maiden victory, I thought the horse would like the yardage. I just was looking to get 5-2, 2-1, but they hammered this horse. He went off at 4-5. He won like he was well meant, well connected, and he sure was. He won rather handily, but not happy with the price. But you take what you get.
Yeah, and I think you weren't helped by the price when the 8 scratched. When Price Victor scratched, that pretty much funneled all of the money.
Yeah, that's true.
But he's out of that mare Up for It, who won the Governor's Cup Futurity. So the mom of Up for Everything won the Governor's Cup Futurity. Now he's trying to do the same thing that his mom did in a couple of weeks. So nice winner there, Up for Everything, on last Saturday night here at Los Alamitos. Right, for this Saturday night's program, July 16th, we're going to take a look at race number 4. Let's take a look at race number 4. You have a selection that you like there. And, drawing the outside post for this horse is probably a good spot to be. We're talking about A Rev, who the only time she had the outside post, she hit the gate. So we really didn't get to see what she could do, right?
Yeah, this one, one element has always showed a decent amount of ability. Had 2 workouts prior. I gave the horse a B- minus in both those drills. And this horse has had nothing but trouble in each subsequent start. In that debut, drove very slow, got ranked, got crossed, tight hold far back, then came out. Then off that effort up from post 7, did break slow, veered out, hit the side of the gate, lost like 2.5 lengths, but was starting out well. The final half of the affair and galloped out nicely. Was got a long shot horse to look after that and came right back with more trouble the next 2 starts. This horse's last effort from post 3. Didn't get away very well, broke slow, bumped back and crossed, lost like 2 1/4, was slow in the stride, but finished well on home and galloped out very, very strong. When this horse went into the turn, it was actually in front of the winner. So this horse has the ability. It's just a matter of getting out of the gate. And with that outside post, I think this horse can somehow break within half a length, 3/4. Has a big look here to be a factor there at 4-1 in that fourth event, closing at that early pick 4.
So this night on June 25th, this is a replay. A-Rev was the number 3 horse. The eventual winner, Jetting Gigi, was a horse that was declared non-starter a few weeks before this race and ended up airing this night. So the winner, Jetting Gigi, was too good this night. But let's take a look at the 3 A-Rev, who was 3-1. Actually took some betting in this race, and like you mentioned, broke slow and lost the path.
Yeah, this horse did break slow at the start, was crossed by a much quicker arrival, had to take up a little bit there, angle out for a clear path. Is pretty far back at this point, but this horse was striding out well, nearing the wire. And if you follow the gallop out, this horse is actually in front, into and through the turn. Watch this galloped out very strong right there with one left to give under a hold. And if you follow the force all the way around the turn, the horse is actually in front of that winner. So it's a pretty solid performance. This horse gets the outside post, and this horse could break within half a length, 3/4 of the field. Has a big look here at 4-1 to give the rail runner, the 7-5 morning line favorite, Butter Off Friends, a big look at the outcome at the wire there. A nice price to spice up that early pick 4.
Yeah, and A-Rev will draw, like you mentioned, the outside post. And one thing I want to mention, West Texas Price was also in that same race on June 25th. And A-Rev was 3-1 versus West Texas Price was 6-1. So the 7 went off at half the odds of the 6 did in that spot. It does look like the main contender is going to be the inside runner, right? Butter Off Friends. Yeah,
the horse has been right there in the last 2 starts there for Don Ferris and company. But already pretty good figures to level with everything factored in. The horse like our 1565, 1570 horse, which at this level is pretty substantial. And this horse has a big look at the outcome as your deserved favorite. But if this horse on the outside, A-Rev, gets away halfway decent fashion, could post a minor upset and spice up that early pick 4 in the second leg of the pick 6 on Saturday evening.
All right, get ready, Chris, because you're going to have to maneuver your way down to the paddock in between a lot of dogs on Saturday night. You're going to have to work your way through the crowd. It's always a fun crowd that night, so it should be fun. So we haven't had Wiener Nationals in a couple of years, so maybe we can watch some videotapes from some of those Wiener dogs.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of work to get watching all those dogs run. It's been a while since we've seen a lot of those doggies out there. It's a lot of fun. The place is packed. Yes. Come on out and enjoy the evening. Get yourself a chili dog up at the upstairs Vessels, outside the Vessel Club and concessions. It's a really, really good hot dog. And the Wiener dogs, they're a lot of fun. We've got a solid program on Saturday night, so come out and enjoy the evening.
Are you tackling any other simulcast singles on?
Yeah, we're handicapping. Delta Downs has one of their stakes nights, and we're handicapping races 3 through 10. So we got one nice prize play. I think they're in the eighth race, I think it is, and we gave this horse out last time at a nice price at 6-1. We won't get that tonight. That's the money line, but horse has to look. Okay. They're in the 8th race. I think it's like the 5 horse LR Heart of Glass, something along those lines.
All right, we'll keep an eye for those selections. You can find Christopher Wade's simulcast selections in the print edition of the Nightlines program. All right, Chris, best of luck here with your selection, A-Rev in race number 4 on Saturday night.
Night Racing's best bets, the Los Alamitos Pick 4s, continue strong every weekend. Racing fans, the early and late Pick 4s had some of the biggest pools of the year on November 14th. The early Pick 4 handled over $189,000, and the late Pick 4 pool was over $195,000. Plus, we're still offering our $10,000 Pick 6 promo on eligible Sundays. It means more money in your pocket when you win. Night Racing's best bets are here, Saturday and Sunday nights. Play them at Los Alamitos Racecourse.
Welcome back to the program. Let's take a look at race number 3, one horse that I like for this Saturday night program. It is the start of the $2 Pick 6 on Saturday night with 8 races. So $2 Pick 6 begins the race number 3, and also Of course, this leg is one of the legs and part of the early pick 4. These are quarter horses. Maidens going a distance of 300 yards. 3-year-olds and up, fillies and mares. Bedazzle there draws the inside post. Has been second a couple of times for Dynasty. First time off the claim. Was a beaten favorite last time out. Stepping up against straight maidens once again. Cara Pocahontas for Monte Rosa Kid Ranch. First time starter. Worked in 1860 on June 28th. Bar Cartel, Mike Castleman. Lost all chance at the start. It moved right before the gates broke and falls broke in that effort. But the runner that I want to focus on here is Nymphette, the 5-horse. This is 3-year-old filly by Fly Through the Fire out of Nymph. We'll talk more about the breeding lines of Nymph there in a moment. But let's take a look at the most recent gate workout, the 350-yard event back on June 4th. Here's the workout on June 4th. Nymphette, part of a 3-team set. She was in the middle of this 3-team set. And she's going to move a little bit here, then settles. She's going to break outwards, bumps with that workmate, maybe down half a length at this point, and then ends up catching up to the workmate and a light bump once again here midway. And from this point on, she levels out nicely. You can see she's eager to do more than what the rider is asking her to do. She ends up winning by about a length here in this workout. Good gallop out. She ends up moving with good strides here. I just like the way she engaged there midway through that workout after not being the most perfect out of the break as far as keeping a straight path. But once she leveled out, she really showed a nice run there. That's Nymphette working in the middle of that 3-team set. So Nymphette will be there. You can see multiple workouts. You can see the last two are gate workouts, May 14th and June 4th. But I like the way she moved in that work. She's in gate 5 in this field of 6. And also they're breeding Nymph there. That means this runner is a sibling to Frivolous. Frivolous was the runner that just posted the fastest qualifying time for the Governor's Cup Futurity a couple of weeks here ago at Los Alamitos back on the 9th, actually. So just last week, Frivolous, the half sibling to Nymphette, posted the fastest qualifying time for the Governor's Cup Futurity, and also Nymphette is a half to Monopolis. Monopolis just finished second in the vessel's maturity back on July 3rd, a couple of weeks ago. So Nymphette, very good bloodlines. The Nymph, the mare, has been very productive, and she looks to have another good runner with a good feature, I think. And Nymphette showing some talent in that 1820 workout. So that's going to be my pick there for Saturday night's program, and that is the part of that the early pick 4 and also the beginning leg of the pick 6. Reminder, you can watch workouts for all these first-time starters, gate workouts at losalamitos.com at your convenience. You can watch these workouts, whether it be 2-year-olds or maybe some older runners like these runners, like a 3-year-olds. But as long as they're gate workouts, usually video will be available at losalamitos.com. So there it is, Nymphette, my selection for Saturday night. Thank you to Chris and Michael for giving us a couple of horses for this week, and nice job to them for giving us winners on this last week's program. But there it is, this Saturday night, July 16th, the 25th annual Wienerschnitzel Winter Nationals, July 16th at Los Alamitos Racecourse. Gates open at 4:30. Races begin at 6:30. Proceeds to benefit the Seal Beach Animal Care Center. So coming out, a fun family night. The 25th annual Winter Nationals at Los Alamitos Racecourse Saturday. Get there early. Make sure you set up. Bring the kids, bring the family, and enjoy plenty of good Wiener dog races and also your 8-race program here from Los Alamitos. Speaking of Winter Nationals, we're going to conclude this program with Professor G giving us a nice preview of what is to come this Saturday on the Winter Nationals, and it should be a fun family event. So we hope to see you out there at the races. Enjoy this package here with Professor G telling us everything that we can expect Saturday at Los Alamitos.
Well, here the Los Alamitos Preview Show is all about picking winners, and of course, usually we're talking about horses, but it's a special weekend here at Los Alamitos, the 25th running of the Wienerschnitzel Wiener Nationals, Jose. So we're getting ready for a big weekend of action. And of course, like I mentioned, we got to pick winners here on the preview show. So we're going to take a look at some of the top dachshunds that I think have a real chance to win, starting with the qualifier number 1. And I got to like Too Short. I mean, he's big, he's powerful, he's actually immense, and he's going to be very tough to beat in the first qualifier. If he wins that, he moves on to trial number 4. We also have our first ever diaper dash, Jose, and number 6, that's Stevie. Very impressive young pup, a star for the future here at Los Alamitos Racecourse and the Wiener Nationals. Stevie went to KTLA, Jose, and won a race there against all their competition, and you know how we like that. So then let's move on to trial number 2, and we're going to talk about Christian Carlson's Mac. And the way Mac exploded out of the gate during practices, that's a heck of a gate work. Let's take a look at this gate work here, Jose. Look at that. Look at the power, the strength, the way the dog's stretching out. I mean, can you imagine 50 yards? Look what he does in about 15 yards, Jose. So we got to look at Mac in trial number 2. Moving on later on to race number 6 and Rowdy number 5. And the skating Doxy, super athletic, super sharp. It's got a little bit of an edge to her running style. Look at the way, trying to not only beat the competition, but take a bite out of them as well, Jose. So we gotta love in race number 6, number 5, Rowdy. In race number 7, we got Finn, the 2015 Wiener Nationals champion. He's 9 years old now, but still at a top level racing. And I think he's gonna do very well in race number 7. And then let's move on to trial number 8. And number 1, Shelly Jack. Also very impressive workouts, but look at the way Shelly Jack is working here, and is not doing it on our pristine, cushy, beautiful racetrack. No, he's out there in the woods. He's out there in the mountains. I don't know where he's at, Jose, but look at that work that he's putting together there. Super quick out of the gate, super sharp going all the way around, and it's got to be one of the top choices in race number 8. And Shelly Jack from post number 1. So there you go, Jose. Some of the top contenders in the Wienerschnitzel Wiener Nationals. We can't wait. First Weenie Dog race is 6:30 p.m. The first horse race is actually going to be at 6:25 p.m. So the horses will go first. The Weenie Dogs will go next. And the big championship race will take place at approximately 9:14 p.m., Jose. Great weekend here at Los Alamitos. Hope you join us here, as well as all the fans from all around California. We're going to have all kinds of dogs from all over California. It's going to be a big weekend. Thank you.
Burns Ranch Stallions are strong in major stakes. Favorite Cartel sired 7 Grade 1 qualifiers in a single weekend.
DKAA will go 2 for 2, defeating April the Nickel Jet.
Walk Through Fire also sired an Ed Burke finalist. He and Separate Interest each qualified 2 for the Los Alamitos Oaks. Burns Ranch also stands Fly Through the Fire, Mental Error, Foose, and MP Shining. Let Burns Ranch help you plan your racing future.